All right, this is E for eminywizard.com and marketwizards.com, and this will be a video update prior to the market open on the 25th of October 2018. And it's about 25 after 9. A reminder, if yesterday didn't convince you that markets are risky, then I don't know what will. We've seen these type of moves before if you've been in the market, and you really need to not only use risk capital you can afford to lose, but you need to have some emotional control and some discipline and decide whether or not you even want to play. And my advice is that if you have risk capital you can use to try to enhance your retirement or your way of life, great. But first things first, get an education and understand that there are no guarantees with trading. So with that said, make sure you read the disclosures and understand that we make our best guesses at the time, and the markets can turn on a dime. So use risk capital. And I want you to be very careful today, because traders who missed yesterday will tend to get overconfident today. And you cannot do that in the market. All right, this chart is the overnight range. We had suggested make sure you are paid by 26.92.5 to actually from 89 to 93.75. I wanted to incorporate that 92.5 prior low, so just bumped it up a point or so above it. A couple of things today. First things first, let's note that yesterday's low is support until broken. And I think we'll get a little bit of whack-a-mole today. I think it's two-way trading. And yes, we should get some morning after trend day trades, but it's still going to be a case of whack-a-mole. And be very careful of any undercut lows today as well. So this is the overnight range. We've got two gaps. One is at that's normal close in that 65 area, and then about 10 points higher for the late close. So we said we are going to consider the gap closed at 75. That we're just taking a conservative approach. So I'm already considering anybody who took the recommended short zone first resistance. If you have played short side, make sure you are paid by 75. And we said we needed to get by the 77 or so. And right below us here, said a little squeeze pivot. We've been able to take that out, but we're really trading in the pipe right now. So best edge for the shorts, first entry for morning after trend day is already done pre-market. And anybody who has profit should be thinking about making sure you are paid before the open. This is the RTH, and we want to take a look at where we stalled, right where I thought we would. Educated guess, nothing more. And so that's our current resistance. And my guess is that this is the range that we have to trade during IB. If we break either side of that, I'd be very surprised during IB. Nevertheless, do not think this is shooting fish in a barrel today. We know that this resistance zone up here will be a key today. This was yesterday's umbrella trade, and we do get snapbacks out of these type of trades. So today we've already posted notes in the room about where we think ideas will be for resistance and support, and how you should trade if you trade. If you had a good day yesterday, nothing to do, you can go play golf already. This is a business. We try to take capital out of the market. The washout part, we know, was those last 20 points. So be very careful about overthinking today's trade. And sideline for the first few minutes, anybody that's a conservative trader. This is the range that we are trading. And we've already got our next resistance box. We already know where it is. Might be off a hair from the corrective chart I posted for us in the room. So traders have been, we had a 100-point trade yesterday, basically. And that means that after we stop falling, we can start to do whack-a-mole. And I think that's part of what we need to expect today. So edge is going to go for traders to think sideways and not a directional trade as much as it is for the longs to try to dig out. And at some point, that's going to fail and get another little leg down. But the low could already be in for the day. We don't know. And my assumption is going to be that the low is in from yesterday's low until proven otherwise. We've had a great trade. We've had a great end of day yesterday. Once we broke, we said we were targeting 85 to 87 area, and then if we could get through that, who knows how far we would plunge. And Zeke made the right call. We've talked about that for 3 weeks now, that the 26.75 and a quarter is the year open, and that needs to be tested. And so, in my opinion, the market has been very smart by locating that as today's middle. And as such, that's going to be a pivot we want to keep an eye on today and going forwards. We're also going to remember that the 26.98 and a quarter was last year's high. So that is also a natural benchmark that we had wanted to see get tested and undermined. So a move like this doesn't just die and that's it, and you just keep crashing and crashing. Usually takes several rotations. And in my opinion, today is going to be very treacherous for both sides. So be conservative. And here's our look at angels and demons. We'll note how this core area really is probably our first significant test. So my assumption is 85 zone is going to be a key resistance for now. And obviously anything that we get south side today after yesterday, I'm going to consider to be a gift. So 65 is the true gap area. Anybody that is playing using 85 to the 90 as resistance, you're looking to get yourself a little something with the trend. And don't overthink it. This morning after trend day. And the correct trade is to try to hit the bounce and see if there's anything left. No expectation about taking out the lows or making new lows. We're range type trading. Stops down. Anybody short, stops down. If you've got a trailer, hang on to it. If not, make sure you are paid by 75 to 72. And I'm thinking today may be a little whack-a-mole. So we said anytime you can get yourself small swing, 10 to 12 point variety, make sure you lock something. Boys are not going to roll over and die today. That was yesterday. Morning after trend day is played out already in spades for those that are looking for the gap, half gap area. We said let's consider 75. The gap, 65 is the late gap. Get paid by 70 for sure. It's easy to think that this is going to keep going forever like yesterday, but believe me, I've seen these markets before, and that's the last thing I'm thinking. I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Nice trade, anybody that took the morning after trend day looking for 75 to 70 area.